Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Inside. Today we are looking at a Knights of the Dinner Table hack card game Tomb of Vectra deck. This is Teflon Billy, and this is a pre-constructed deck with 55 cards in a rulebook. Each player needs a separate hack deck and a 6-sided dice to play. It's designed for 1d4 plus 1 players, so you need a minimum of 2, and someone has to play the Game Master deck. So you need this one to make any of these others useful. And of course this will be the last one we look at because it's important. So, today we're looking at Teflon Billy. So let's see what we've got here. Let's open this up. And these are with the little string thing in there. So it's a little easier to open most of the time. We've looked at a couple of the other decks. Links are in the description. Or should be anyway. Let's see what we've got here. Alright, so here's our annoying rule sheet. Because they don't understand that these fold-outs are a giant pain in the butt. This was put out by Eden Studios, who usually makes role-play games. And it did come out in 2001, but by then they should have known better. Because these things are annoying. But it does have all the information you need on it. What the cards mean, what they are, what they do, that sort of thing. So all the rules are on here. It's not even a standardized sheet of paper. It's a long, about legal size piece of paper. So it's extra special annoying. And it's going to make it difficult to keep it in good condition. Because at least the paper quality is pretty good. But where the folds are, it's going to get ripped and torn over the years. And unless you buy this new, it's probably going to be pretty obnoxious. So, yeah. So that's the rule sheet. Let's get it out of the way and get to the deck. Alright, so right off the bat we've got Teflon Billy, combat of 8, thieving of 9, negotiation 10, rules lawyering at 11. The art is similar to the comic strip, so it's basically exactly the same. So, yeah. If you're a big fan, this will be good for you. Here we have Spell, Sidewinder, Fireball. Spell, Aura of Innocence. Staff of Endless Napalm Rain. Then we've got our little character tokens here that you can cut up or whatever. Spell, Quivering Web of Chain Fireballs. Legendary Hand of Vectra. Knuckles Soul. Dagger of Soul Stealing. Ring of Kevorkian. Robe of Cushioning. Black Dragon. Rabid Weregoat. Guardian Sunworm. Gnome Titan Soldiers. Demon Lord Scroud. Evil Lich Master Throd. Giant Cave Spider. Little Green Quivering Mass. Lord Caradin. Haji. Large Burly Dwarf. Prince Kivar. Blind Beggar and Three-Legged Dog. Razor Sharp Blade. Runes of Brain Melting. 1,000 Poisoned Arrows. Poison Trap in the Pantry. Bottomless Pit. Ah, funny. Dice Cleansing Rule 13. Cheating Rule 10. Familiar Acquisition Table Rule 10. Random Dungeon Dressing Rule 7. Diceless Rules Rule 9. Irrelevant chatter and small talk, Rule 7. Conversational Dwarf, Rule 10. You're pretty sure there's no traps, event. Adverse Character Loss Syndrome, event. Ballroom Dancing Modifiers, event. Class 4 Riddle, event. Potion of Female Dwarf Control, event. Runes of Cowardice, event. Foraging Squirrels, event. Potion Missability Table, event. Here we have a Well of Lost Souls, an Empty Room, an Entrance, an Exit, another Exit, exactly the same, a Corridor. Here we have a different corridor, which is the map of Oz from the look of it. Interesting. Corridor. Corridor. Different one, I should say. Teleport chamber. And lastly, the inner chamber of Vectra. Now you'll note that the entire deck has Brian's face on it, so you'll be able to determine what cards go to what deck. And they're all like that. So if you missed the other episodes, that's a little pro tip. How to tell what deck you're looking at here. So that is the Teflon Billy deck. The cards are nice quality. It's basically something that should have been a box set with all the decks, but was sold as individual decks. I don't know why it was done that way, but it's 2001, so it's 16 years old. A lot of the deck building type games and the like Sentinels little multiverse type games didn't exist yet. I think they were trying something really neat here, but it should have been a box set with all the decks in it instead of individual decks, because each box only had 2 of each character in them, and you had to have a Game Master deck, so if both those were sold, the other ones are useless. So I think if they'd repackage this and try it again, granted Knights of the Dinner Table has kind of faded. Role-playing isn't quite as popular as it used to be, even 10 years ago. So yeah, it was a good idea, just a little ahead of its time and packaged wrong. But yeah, it looks like a fun game. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. Once I get all the decks open, I'm going to try and play it. But just to see how it plays mainly. But it looks pretty good, and the card quality is really good. Eden Studios doesn't make garbage, so I'm a little disappointed with the rule book, but that's my major complaint with these. The rest of it looks pretty good. And I did buy a case, or a full box, so I had 2 sets of each. So that was the easy way to acquire these. Otherwise, the decks a piece cost you about $10. I bought the entire box for $20. So you could track them down. It might cost you more based on when you see this, but these are getting harder to find, especially new. So if you want them, you better hunt for them now and try and get them while you can. But that'll do it for this episode. As always, thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel, and we hope to see you on the next episode of What's Inside.